Tell us your name and tell us about your project. My name is Arthur Holly Campton, and my project is about discovery of light-matter interaction. I try to discover that light not only acts as wave, but it also acts as a matter. In my project, I observed the scattering of photons by the charged particle of a mass. In my experiment, I directed photons of light on a matter and then observed the result. It resulted into an ejaculation of electrons from the surface of matter and decrease in the energy of photons. It meant that photons transferred its energy to the electron, which indicate the relationship of light and matter. I also derived the related for the energy of photons, and results of my experiment prove that relationship. What were you guys trying to do or find? As I already mentioned, I was trying to observe that whether light acts as a matter or not. This was previously predicted by Newton. I was also interested to arrange a setup of experiment that could prove that the light also acts as a matter. Therefore, I did the experiment on scattering of electrons by the photons of light. It was able to find the correct relationship for the energy photons. Question 3. Where did the project or experiment occur? I did my experiment in 1923 at Washington University in St. Louis. I did it based on the prediction of Newton, but I never used the idea that was given by Newton. I did it by my own strategy. What other significant events were happening around the world at that time? The Stern-Gerlach experiment about the spatial orientation of angular momentum was also performed around 1923. When I published my research about X-ray scattering, it was a significant event that occurred at the time. In those time, Edwin Hubble also discovered the galaxies that were thought to be clouds of dust and gases previously. Question 5. Who else was involved in this project? I worked on this experiment and on its mathematical derivation on my own. A student of mine was also involved in an experiment, and he verified my work through the result of his own experiment. His name was Wu Yakshun. Question 6. What was your role in the project? I was the one working on the project, and I did experiment based on the relation between light and matter. I played an important role to discovery of wave-particle relationship and in computing a correct mathematical relationship for the energy calculations of photons and production of electrons. There was another role played by Wu Yakshun to verify the result. Question 7. What impact did your project have on physics community? In physics, my experiment led to the further work on wave-particle duality experiment and the verification of relationship that I derived in my paper work. It has very important effect on the physics community because it described the electromagnetic radiation cannot be purely explained to be wave. For the first time, I derived the relation of energy for the wave and particle. Therefore, it tends to be the base of wave-particle duality. Question 8. Did you find any other beneficial result rather than the expected result in your experiment? Yes, another important result was the direction of both photons and the emitted electrons in such a way that momentum of the system remains conserved during the experiment. The findings of the experiment were resulted in the findings that were expected already. It also resulted into different angle of propagation of electron for different type of material, and the momentum was conserved in each case.